Oh, we are back now. It is 8:49 with Today Travel. If one of your New Year's resolutions is to get out and about more in 2023, travel expert Mark Ellwood is here. He's got some fun ideas. He's got some ideas that won't break the bank as well. Good to have you.
Nice to see you, Craig.
I mean, here's the thing right now, and folks who just traveled over the holidays certainly know this to be true. Hotels are up, air travel's up, everything seems to be more expensive when it comes to travel. Is that a trend that we can expect to continue in 2023?
It is, but I would say, I think I'm going to follow the rule, if I can say that.
Okay.
And say, if you're staying at a hotel and you're worried about the price, especially an independent hotel, email them and say, hey, I'd love to make a booking right now. Can you work with me on the price? And you'd be surprised how a little polite negotiation saying, look, if you work with me on this, I'll give you my business. They really could work with you on that.
Never heard that. So you can actually call the front desk and say, we want to come. Can you give us a deal?
Yeah, what kind of deal could you work? But be nice about it.
Yes, always.
Always, you know.
So let's talk about some of these new travel trends, because a few of these actually surprised me.
Okay.
My wife has talked about this first one, perhaps unsurprisingly.
I was going to say.
We're talking about solo female travel.
So the Solo Female Travelers Club, which sort of does what it says on the tin, it surveyed 5,000 women and found that about 2/3 of them wanted to go do an independent female group trip. So in other words, not single women, but women who want to travel singly like your wife, saying, hey, I feel like traveling with my girlfriends, bit of me time. That's a big, big new trend.
What kind of options are we talking about here?
So Lolo Pass is really interesting. About 18 months old. I call it a postal. It's like a posh hostel.
A postal.
A postal.
Okay.
In Portland, Oregon. Great on the east side, right? You know, great food and beverage. But what's really important is there's female areas. So it's very much a gender divided. You can choose to be in an all-female dorm room. 4 friends, 4 beds together. Really like sleepaway camp, but as a grown-up.
Okay.
And we're looking at great prices here. You know, $125 for a private room, $35 for a bed.
All right. I'm not eligible for this one, but I am eligible for this next one, which I think is pretty cool. We're talking about retro travel.
So, Booking.com surveyed people about their plans for 2023, and basically everybody said, I want to go on a nostalgic trip that takes in all-American classic movie locations.
Yeah.
So I've got somewhere that's a classic Olympic location.
Where?
Which is Lake Placid.
Oh, we love Lake Placid.
And we love Eastwind. This is an amazing hotel from the 1950s, a retro motor lodge. If Happy Days was a hotel, it would be Eastwind. It starts at $200 a night, and you can enjoy all of those classic Olympic details. The museum there's just been redone. All of the winter sports that meant it was an Olympic destination, you can do them.
And we haven't been to that place, but we've been to Lake Placid a number of times. Love Lake Placid.
Charming, really charming.
This is something that my family and we've actually talked about doing this year. Camping.
Well, no.
Glamping.
I was going to say, not camping.
Right.
Glamping.
Yes.
This is all about our return to the outdoors. During the pandemic, travel really embraced the chance to be in the fresh air, out in nature, and we're seeing people really still want to do that. But if you're like you and me, and we want a few creature comforts.
We like to rough it. We don't want to rough it too much.
I mean, I want a bathroom, all of that.
Right.
So Hutopia is this gorgeous French camping company. I call it pret-a-camper rather than pret-a-porter. This is ready to camp. These tents are put up. Look at this. They're put up in locations where they will not impact the environment. They don't cut trees down to put them up. If they move from the location within 6 months, 80% of the land looks like virgin land. There's a handful of them around the country. You can see they're also opening in Northern California and Florida, and it starts at $85.
That's a deal,
right?
That's a deal.
Maybe
Hutopia.
Hutopia.
Okay.
Or we say it with the French accent. Hutopia.
Family reunions making quite the comeback.
This is all about 2 trends coming together. During the pandemic, obviously, we didn't travel in the way we were used to traveling.
No.
And we also everyone has family maybe far-flung in the country, even overseas, also harder to see. So we're seeing people put that together and say, I'll meet the grandparents in the Caribbean. I'll bring my cousin over from Jamaica. I'm saying Salt Lake is a great place to convene because it's a Delta hub. And there are almost 100 non-stop flights from Salt Lake on Delta around the country. Did you know that?
I did, only because we were in Salt Lake City last year, yeah.
So you're like, yeah, I get this. So I recommend Salt Lake. Also, you've got Park City, you've got great winter sports, and you've also got an amazing new hotel with, they're called Studio Commons rooms. You put them together, basically bring your own wing, starts at $189.
Got about 30 seconds left. Cruising is back.
It is back. It is different. Cruising didn't happen as much during the pandemic, of course. They reconfigured themselves and thought, what does cruising mean today? They thought about history, they thought about engagement. Holland America starts at $5.79 per person per room per trip. You're getting great engagement with places like Juneau in Alaska, one of the places that Holland America started. The boats themselves have Dutch high teas, and even better, there's a throwback happy hour. It could be 75 cents for your drink.
75 cents?
75 cents.
Okay. Mark Ellwood, thank you as always, Mark.
Pleasure.
Always good to have you. Thank you, thank you.
Happy travels.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.